About 7 years ago, I was a volunteer, well, not a volunteer, a freelancer for the Holocaust Education Trust. I was one of the educators on their Lessons from Auschwitz um, program. And Lessons from Auschwitz I think it's still going, was a program where the Holocaust Education Trust would fly school parties out to Poland. We'd fly from somewhere like Bristol or Cardiff, where I am, and land in Krakow, and then drive the kids all the way to Oswiecim. And there are the two Auschwitz sites that we visit, Auschwitz 1 and Auschwitz-Birkenau. You take them around those sites, and it's a really hectic, busy day. And then you're back at the air. You land at Krakow at like 8 a.m. and you're back there at about 8 p.m. So it's like a 12-hour day. And some of the kids, they really, really got something from it. And it's really, really changing experience for them. Others, well, you know what kids are like. They take in what they take in, you know. But for me, every time it was a powerful experience. Walking up to where the selection ramp divided men into women, and half, if not more, of the those that arrived were automatically murdered, along with the children. The people that I did Holocaust education with were kind of mainly history teachers from around the UK, or people in related kind of work. All of them committed. You get a little bit of money to pay your expenses, and to make sure you can sort of pay the bills. But it's not the thing you do for the money. It's something you do because it's something you believe in. I'm telling you all of this because I did this for 5 years. I must have made 10 or 15 trips to Auschwitz, and you get to know the place really, really well, and you get to know all sorts of different details about it. And I cannot put into words how much I despise people who conflate the experience of the Jews in the Second World War during the Nazi era with their own kind of their own need to put forward a kind of Zionist agenda. The actress Mayim Bialik, the Blossom, whatever her name, that one, has been on a podcast and said that she felt terror when she saw somebody wearing a Zionism is racism t-shirt. Terror. I just don't believe that. I just don't believe that. She might have felt aggrieved. She might have felt that her right to untrammeled opinion and her right to advocate a genocidal state was being somewhat kind of impeded. I don't believe that it's possible for one human being in relatively sound mind to be terrorized by words on a t-shirt. I just don't think it's possible. And especially one that isn't directing any kind of animus or hatred towards her. One that challenges the nature of a political ideology and a nation state, and makes the quite reasonable assertion that a state carrying out a genocide might be a little bit racist. And for the Zionist movement to take the education work that things like the Holocaust Education Trust had done, not making any comment here about some of the pronouncements from within the Holocaust Education Trust. I don't want to go there just yet. But for that education, that broad anti-racist, anti-fascist education that we're trying to bring to young people, and to weaponize that in the pursuit of a genocide itself is just beyond despicable. It's beyond despicable. And to claim to represent the memories of the people who suffered at the hands of the Nazis by being a kind of an advocate for a genocidal state is a kind of an immorality that I can barely articulate. It is so unbelievably wrong. The terror that people felt when they were getting off the train in the middle of Auschwitz-Birkenau is probably beyond our ability to ever comprehend. There are certain things, I think, when you look at the past and the experiences of people in it that are unknowable because they are so extreme and so terrifying. And it's not for us to appropriate, for anybody to appropriate. It's simply for us to try to fathom. And every time I have been to Auschwitz, it's defied my capacity to fathom. I know the nuts and bolts of it. I know I've read countless books on the subject. I've written about it, but I still can't fathom it. And there's something that will elude me for the rest of my life about how that's possible, no matter how much I know. But to appropriate that in the interests of a state that is eradicating people, not just Gazans, Lebanese and Iranians, and trying to build, a greater, Reich, if you will, is unforgivable. And rant over, really. But there are good people out there, many, many good people that carry forward the teaching and the knowledge and the pedagogy of the Holocaust in the interests that never again means never again for everybody, and to appropriate it in this narrow, violent, sectional way is unforgivable.